question you asked me was why I said that, because I never in my life would have thought that 50 Cent would make a documentary about another man from our culture just because it seems that the dude might have tampered with his woman.
What's up, everybody? This is the world famous Ed Lover, and you are watching Forgotten Kings TV. That's right, Forgotten Kings TV. Come on, son.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got another episode of the M-Rec and Rip Show. What's going on, Rec?
Rip, what's good? Salute. You know, it's freezing out here in New York. It's brick. You feel me?
It sound like you know what I'm saying? You in the whip. You ready to run down on somebody? What's going on?
You know, might have to run down on a few niggas, but you know, we gonna keep it how we keep it. We gonna get to this content though.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, recently, your boy Dame Dash, he broke his silence on this 50 Diddy Netflix docuseries. Okay, of course, unless you've been living under a rock, everyone has been talking about this Diddy Netflix docuseries titled The Reckoning, which is a 4-part episode. Everyone has been reacting so far. 50 Cent has been receiving a lot of criticism from Marlon Wayans and many others. Now we got Dame Dash, who initially last week made a couple posts reacting, right, poking his head in the beef between Marlon and 50. But now we got Dame actually breaking his silence on all of this on this platform. Make sure I get it right. Got to shout out to the women. Afro TV, POV show. I'll make sure to leave the link in the description so you can watch the full episode. But we have a few clips, and you know, we're gonna show y'all the clips, give y'all our take, and go from there. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, King. Let's go with the first clip of Dame speaking on this, man. Let's see what Dame had to say.
Let's get it.
Can you explain these pictures?
Which one? Don't be
right here.
Yeah, that's. No, that don't make that. I have no problem with that. Look, show me. I'm the first you see me, get off me right there. Get off me. Right? No. Get off. I'm with Natani right there, but I went home with her.
Okay.
Right? So I'm with Natani right there. That's my homegirl.
Okay.
But I went home with her.
Okay.
So this was like, you know, 19, what? I was like, you know, and this is the early days. This right there. What else? I'm not on the bed and nowhere near this nigga. You see that? All right. I'm rolling. I'm like 20-something rolling right there. Keep going.
Let me ask you.
Show the back, but you should show the baseball pictures. Do you see that? Because we used to play softball against each other.
Oh, y'all used to play softball against each other?
It used to be, pause. It used to be, Bad Boy against Rockefeller.
Okay.
Yeah, you never heard about that?
No. But that's so awesome, though, because, I mean, you all were built.
So that's what I'm saying. There's so many bad things that are happening.
Yeah.
There's so many good
things.
And what I'd like to do is look at the good things and isolate the bad and heal it so it doesn't happen again, but never as a vindictive act to tear another man down when he's down. Yeah. And I know y'all as women don't think that's all right.
No.
I know you'd rather see a white man tear a black man down than a black man tear a black man down.
It has to be some level of accountability.
So why you ain't make the
You always talking about accountability with the black man not tearing the black man down. Who's going to hold him?
I don't think it's a whole story about a man needs to be torn down.
Like I said, look, it's not a guy complex. I want to do an interview.
Dave, you and Aaliyah dated in the 90s.
Yeah, do that.
Where would her career be today?
Astronomical. You couldn't even understand where it would have been.
Wow.
What she was lined up to do. She was doing the Matrix. You know, she had a hindsight and a vision. Again, I know I'm the coolest because she loved me. She told me I was the coolest. I gotta be the coolest.
But you dated her after your artist dated her. You don't think
my artist did not. He was trying her. Everybody put their bid in. I will never, I'm gonna tell you right now, as a man, I'm never ever wifing a girl that any of my friends smashed. It's not happening.
So why'd you date her after Jay?
I just told you that. Now you're reading the papers wrong. We all were.
Even if he slept with her, why did you go after her?
I just told you I would never. That should tell you something right there. We were both putting in our bid. None of us had scored. That's how it went. So when we were all trying to get it, Aaliyah, everybody, that was Aaliyah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't him. Just because he tried and gave flowers and got denied don't mean I can't try and win. Obviously, that's what I'm saying. There must be something attractive about what I'm doing.
But then it wasn't just Aaliyah, though. It wasn't just Aaliyah. Allegedly,
I know.
then he went after multiple of his women. Allegedly. And this was from one of the cameras.
Again, you don't know
allegedly.
You talking about choke no stupid ass joke that wasn't around? No, he's a liar and he ran. He's a bitch ass nigga to me. Pause. So again, he ran. We had to fight in Paris. He ran. Stop believing those people. That shouldn't be your source of information.
No.
I don't think you should listen to those things.
It was a question.
I gave you the answer.
Your minds with
I just gave you the
Jay-Z.
answer. I just said I would never ever wife a girl that my man boned.
That's what you said. He
So
would
let's
do
leave it
it.
at that.
So that's what it is.
There it is.
Listen, Rack. What are your thoughts on this clip, man, of Dame Dash clearing the air about some of these pictures? Again, a lot of stuff, we talked about it last year, but it seems as if, everything is being brought to the forefront, man. What are your thoughts on Dame even going on this platform to speak on these things?
Man, I think he's bold because regardless of what you say, Dame, and I rock with you, we rock with you. You was in that bed with Diddy. You know what I'm saying? We'll just keep it all the way as that. You can say your homie is way over there, but you still was in that bed, okay? I don't know what was going on in that bed. That bed I heard, hold 100 people, something like that, right? Then you hear the same thing?
Yeah.
Something crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what kind of bed is that, but that's the Diddy freak off bed. You was in that Diddy freak off bed, but nevertheless, he got set up, because essentially they had the picks lined up. They had these, topics they wanted to address with him that's, controversial. And he got every right to defend his honor, At the same time, let's just keep it real. Now, if he would have got with an interview specialist such as myself, the question would have came up about at what age Aaliyah was when y'all was trying to get at her. You, Jay-Z, and we all know R. Kelly was dating Aaliyah underage. You know what I'm saying? So it's questions like that if we're going to bring up that topic, And then he mentioned, and they kind of like curved him. He mentioned like, yo, we not on trying to bring our own peoples down. You know what I'm saying? For the white men and all that. They curved that. I don't know if you peeped that.
Right. I mean, I got to do my homework on this platform, right? Shout out to the women over there. Again, I'm not sure who's behind them. You know what I mean? But it's a reason Dame went on this platform. So let's get into this other clip right quick, because again, we got 3 clips all together. If y'all want to see the full interview, I'll make sure to leave the link in the description. But yeah, Dame continues to go in on this Diddy docuseries again. Let's check out this clip and hear what he had to say.
The Diddy Combs Reckoning. Did you check it out?
Yeah, so
Okay, so we know that you were saying that it was not going to come out. So how do you feel that it actually is?
I honestly thought, based on like moral codes and like coming from where like a street ethic, I honestly didn't think that he would ever do that.
Why though?
Because I wouldn't.
You didn't know
that would be the question why
he has done.
Because it's just not my job to tell. I'm not a black man that's going to tear another black man down. Let them do that. But also, like if somebody, again, allegedly, it just seems like somebody, violated his baby mother in front of his kid. So yeah, but that's not how we deal with things from where we're from. That's like
on the back end?
Hey,
Did
yo,
you check him on the back end?
I know y'all girls, but I'm not answering that. But what I'm saying is, I gotta let me answer the question. So again, you may not understand like a moral conduct for a grown ass man from where I'm from and where I thought he was from. There's just certain things and like it's not for us to tear somebody down. So for example, if I'm a criminal and I see somebody doing a crime, I'm not telling. If it might be a violation, like they might be doing some shit that might be like a violation to a kid, then I got to go handle that. If I sign on to the street. So for me, I'm not going to do that because that platform is not black owned. I'm never going to tear a black man down for a white man ever in my life. Also, I know Puff. right? And I don't think that, again, I'm not ever going to check for his moral character. As you see, we never did too much business together. But it would never be me to be the person to deliver that. Let them do it. So probably another person, I would say, go ahead, do that. Maybe someone from, so like example, TMZ called me the third, and I'm like, yo, you think I would have money for y'all? Even if it's wrong, if I'm a black man and I want, I'm gonna go tear down white man. I'm gonna tear down. See other people from other cultures do what to tear us down. Are you serious? I would never, ever condone a black man, other black man, white man. That will never happen. And if listen, and also another thing, just on my moral code, if a man did that to my girl, and I felt like I'm violated, I gotta wear that, or I gotta handle that different. But I'm not making a documentary. I'm gonna go deal with it. But that's just how other people deal with things, and that's how I deal with things. So the question you asked me was why I said that, because I never in my life would have thought that 50 Cent would make a documentary about another man from our culture, just because it seems that the dude might have tampered with his woman. And that's just not what I thought. But let me just say this. I other man 50. But I said something about me. So I said something about it. And to me, he's easy work. That's the only reason why. But the thing about it is, you don't have to deal with this, right? I'm here fighting for every time I argue with somebody for y'all, because I'm good. I'm always trying to open the doors and make sure as the path. That's going to show you that you do not have to be scared of them. You could do it on your own, and you do not have to do it for them. And they always send us to tear us down. And just because he might be a little strong and funny, we're not jacking that, and I don't think anybody should, because morally, that is not where we want to go. And another thing I didn't like about the movie, to say the least, was a lot of it could have been hearsay. So I've been accused of a lot of things I haven't done. And there's always, maybe you haven't been hunted in that way, but it is hunt a black man with money season out there. Trust me on that. It's best to be broke or else you're a target. So I think I'm in the best position right now, because if you sue me, you ain't getting a motherfucking thing, because I ain't got it.
Hey. Mic drop. What's up, Rec? You still there, King?
Yeah, I'm here, King. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's your thoughts on Dame saying this is a hunt a black man season?
Man, I thought his reaction was explosive, much needed. Because we do gotta start defending each other, regardless of what, you know what I mean, indifferent, or we got our own brands. Us as black men, melanated gods, we gotta protect home front, man. We are the most attacked. You feel me? The most underprivileged for many ways, stereotyped, just everything, But now getting to what Dame was saying, he wouldn't do a doc like this because of his moral codes, And I agree, because it's certain narratives in this doc that when you come from where we come from, the streets, we can't be on that type of time, because we know what comes with that, like, especially when you leading, you leading with breadcrumbs, to kind of like, I guess, hint at the Fed, yo, guy that you was looking for XYZ, he's right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you got everybody on the documentary, pushing a narrative that we know all you're doing is giving the feds an out, because we know what time it is with the feds, the CIA, with the whole Tupac thing and all that, because they was privy to all that information, and they was on the scene when these murders occurred. You know what I'm saying? So people got to start being smarter. You know what I mean? Just, execs, even people just speaking on the situation. You feel me? You trying to put a smoking gun in somebody's hand, and it's just not right without, you know, the official evidence.
Yeah, or actually getting the full context of the whole situation. Now, I will say, I agree with everything you're saying, right? It's 2025, right? This generation of today, you know, they barely, if they were born when Pac and Big was murdered, or shall I say, you know, assassinated, right? So again, you know, a lot of the people who are watching, consuming this docuseries, they're not privy. This may be their first time seeing Diddy like this, hearing these stories, right? So for us, you know, who've been in the space, whether you're, you know, consuming the content for many years, you know, it's been at stages of how we consume content, whether it was the DVD era, you know, since the 90s, right? The mid to late 90s, you've been hearing a lot of criticism against Diddy, his practices. You've heard a lot of rumors. But one thing I will say is that Dame mentioned how if something would have happened to one of the women he was dating, or he knew, right? If Diddy had done something, he would have handled it without going to the police. What are your thoughts on that approach, right? That mindset? Because again, we hear about us staying on code. And I will say, you know, a lot of people who made claims in this docuseries, you know, it's not right and exact. You know, where's the proof? Where's the smoking gun, like you said? However, the accountability has to be on all fronts. You know what I mean? There's so many layers behind it. You got the 50 beef with Diddy, right? We're talking about how people, you know, are looking at this as a check, right? Trying to get paid off after seeing what Diddy was involved in with Cassie, the lawsuit. And then you have a portion of those who actually were violated by Diddy, whether it was from their royalties, their publishing. It's just the freak offs and all of that. That's the part where it's like, yo, I wasn't there. A lot of these people in the industry, they party with Puff. You got Marlon, who said he was there about, you know, till 2 or 3. He seen drugs, but he ain't seen no freak offs. I mean, this is why I said it's a sensitive situation, because on the face value, a lot of people feel like we don't defend our women. Right, Rec, in these situations. Right. And that has to be acknowledged equally as we look at the situation with Diddy, because this could be our son in this situation. This could be your daughter in this situation. So this is why this whole conversation is very sensitive. And a lot of people have personalized, you know, this Diddy docuseries and made it about the experiences they've been through in their life. So
ding, ding, ding. See, let me interject real quick, King. I don't want to cut your wisdom, Lord.
Yeah.
Now, that's the part that a lot of people is not paying attention to. Is a lot of people that had their own personal situations are using this as a scapegoat, using Diddy as a scapegoat. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about the victims right now. We're talking about people that has been victimized in other situations that have nothing to do with Diddy, that's using this time to get some type of, you know, vindication, you know, for they, I guess, you know, troubles and what they went through, they trauma and what they went through.
Right.
You feel me? So now getting back to Dame saying that if that was his girl that was in that situation, you know what I'm saying, that fifth baby moms was in, he would have handled it differently. And I agree. You dig what I'm saying? If that's my child's mother, as a man, I gotta come see you. And we're gonna handle it how men handle things when we got an issue. You know what I'm saying? All this docuseries and all that shit. You know, if see, and that's another thing too. I don't hear a lot of noise. You know, I was one of the first people to mention this about years of docuseries. We have, you know, all the star people that we heard in the trial that's in there, like even Cassie is in the docuseries, but DJ is not in there. You know what I'm saying? And that to me, you know, if you're gonna do a docuseries on Diddy, yeah, I understand there's a child involved, but we gotta play fair across the board. You know,
you said
who?
You said DJ?
DJ. You know what I mean? Yeah, Daphne Joy.
I'm like,
Go DJ. That's my DJ. You know what I mean? But listen, I'm gonna land my plane there though.
Listen, man. Like I said, shout out to Fifth. Shout out to Netflix.
Yeah.
They
Shout out to
keeping
him.
they keeping, everyone entertained. As far as with this docuseries, like I said, 4 parts. And for the most part, if you're looking for, facts, like I said, it's a lot of hearsay. It's a lot of recycled talking points from countless interviews and others who've went on the record and called out Diddy. It's just me, myself, I noticed how the goalpost was moved. It started off as Diddy didn't pay his artists. This is where people got to be honest. We gotta call out bullshit when we see it. That's the part I don't like. Diddy's being held accountable. You know what I mean? He was tried. They had people on the stand. They caught people lying. All you gotta do is look into the case. A lot of people weren't credible. This is why Puffy was able to beat some of those serious charges. You get what I'm saying?
Facts.
But like I said, it's a lot that goes into this, man. And we know how the system, they always trying to create a witch hunt to go against some of our biggest and brightest stars, man. This isn't some conspiracy theory. This is actual facts. So when you put all of this into one docuseries, it's like, yo, Puff, I'm pretty sure he dealing with a lot. You know what I mean? And listen, at the end of the day, he got to deal with the karma of his actions and decisions. Us as men, if we're going to, say that we got to carry ourselves a certain way or get back to that street justice, then that means we got to step up and handle our business. In this docuseries, a lot of guys was violated allegedly and they ain't know what happened. They just woke up, was sore. Come on, yo. Somebody come to me, my son, my daughter, talking about Diddy did this, bro. It's going to be some problems. Damn, a docuseries. Tell you that.
Facts.
It's just like I said, it's just a lot to go into it. Some people feel like, Diddy been getting away with it for a long time. And I'm like, got away with what? We seen the video with Cassie. But the rest of this stuff, I mean, yo, you'll throw a man life away based on rumors, hearsay. And we don't say nothing. We let it rock based on the people, we've been conditioned to hate. But when it's one of your own being lied on, and you wonder why people don't, stand with you, this is why. Because everybody that was on that docuseries, come on, yo. They was full of shit. It's the reason why they at the trial. Come on.
But, well, I'm going to say this. A lot of people on that docuseries had an axe to grind with Diddy. Personal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because remember, what does the victims of Diddy allegedly has to do with niggas' girls being, smashed? Like, I'm trying to understand. You feel me? Like, it's so many different narratives they was trying to paint of him, just trying to tear him down against his character. They trying to really, expose his character. But if this is a piece about the victims and all that, I think, a lot of that got lost. You know what I'm saying? With all the other narratives that they was trying to push, the whole Biggie and Tupac being murdered narrative, this one and that one got the girls, taken. Man, it was a lot of different narratives and all that. But salute. I say that well put together. I enjoyed the first 20 minutes of the first episode because you really get to see how much work Diddy put in. You know what I'm saying, to get where he's at. And he really cracked the code. You know what I'm saying? So I'll give him credit on that. For all the other stuff, we heard this. You know what I mean? Especially from my platform with Gene Dale and all that. Gene Dale just speaking his truth. So a lot of those narratives we heard from other people but we heard it directly from the horse's mouth, Gene Dill. So, you know, and he spoke on why he wasn't on the dock because, you know, he wanted what he wanted and they didn't want to play ball. So they got other people that was going to do it for less. I'm going to leave it as that.
Listen, you know, this is why it's interesting because even Ja Rule hinted at maybe doing a surviving 50 Cent docuseries or documentary. And this is what Marlon was saying in his interview when asked to give his thoughts about this back and forth with 50 and Diddy and how it turned into a docuseries. Because again, you could easily align yourself, you know what I mean, with one's ops and create a narrative and support it. I mean, it's not that hard. People acting like Marlon is defending Diddy, even us, in a sense of like us speaking up on these valid points somehow means we're defending Diddy and the things he's done. Get the hell out of here. Come on. That's not the case. We're trying to use our brain to get y'all to understand that anyone can condition y'all to believe a certain narrative. And if you're not smart enough to have discernment and say, well, damn, where's the physical evidence? Don't give me testimony or hearsay. Yo, that's up to you. You think it's all fun and games now until your ass is in the hot seat and everybody's believing the bullshit that the machine is spewing. Now, again, like I said, Diddy, these rumors about how he, you know, mistreated his artists, that's been floating for years. But to now see them go from that, I guess after they got, you know, they publish him back because, again, remember, Diddy was trying to sell his catalog, but he couldn't. So because of the rules, you know, everyone gets their music back after 35 years. So remember, he was on the Breakfast Club. Remember, Mace said something. A lot of artists were getting their publishing back, right? And it wasn't no money. Like Mark Carey was saying, it was no money for the little song he wrote for Diddy. So, you know, when you're not getting that money, try to hold my laugh. My bad, Mark. That little Godzilla joint you wrote for Diddy. When the money wasn't coming in, they say, fuck it. We going for the gusto. I've seen this happen with the Michael Jackson Surviving Neverland series. Those people that was involved in that got exposed for lying. They shut the whole shit down before the season even stopped.
Damn.
You know what I mean? So there are people out here who will exploit the system. And this is why I say at some point there has to be a law put in place, you know, for those who violate, you know what I mean, take advantage. You're lying. You can't just walk away after ruining a man's career or legacy. That you can't do that. They have to be held accountable. You put that in place, then maybe we'll start to see some type of balance. But come on, we're talking about our people being tried in the white man's justice system. Since when did we ever even have a shot?
Come on now.
You know what I mean? Now, certain things growing up in our hood, we don't condone. You violating women, children, our elders. The upper room
off
you
with
go.
Your head.
Yes, upper room, first class. Ain't that what you said? Come on.
Exactly.
Come on. But before we go, apparently Diddy's videographer spoke out about how 50 obtained the footage we seen. Okay, he put out a statement. And apparently this narrative of Diddy not paying the videographer is what led to 50 getting his hands on the footage. Okay. According to Diddy's videographer, he put out a statement. His name is Michael. He just wanted to clear the air about how the footage was obtained. All right. Now, according to this videographer, he says he was involved in filming a project profiling Sean Diddy Combs and has worked for the rapper since 2019. Okay. The footage in question was not released by me or anyone authorized to handle Sean Combs' materials. It was by a third party who covered for me for 3 days while I was out of state. All right. Continues on saying that this incident had nothing to do with any fee dispute or contract issue. The actions of the parties involved reflect the lack of integrity every storyteller should uphold. Taking footage intended for our project to advance a narrative that was not our own is both unethical and unacceptable. All right. So again, according to Diddy's videographer, he's saying he took some days off. They had somebody fill in for him, and hey,
let's see mainstream media run with that. Let's see them do a docuseries on that statement or interview that videographer, like you did, you know, these so-called victims in these artists that got beat for their publishing. And then salute to these artists for speaking up for, getting beat on their publishing. You got every right to get your business right and all that. You know what I mean? But I just think, with this series, they was just using y'all for a narrative. You know what I'm saying? They own personal agenda. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad y'all got your just due, getting your story out there and all that. But we got to understand, like Marlon said, you got to peep the narrative. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to keep it real. We ain't no haters. We ain't no glazers.
No,
you know what I mean?
No. I don't care if that was us.
That,
right is right, wrong is wrong, yeah.
That's it.
But look, there's already reports about Diddy prepping to file $1 billion lawsuit against Netflix, man. How true do you think these claims are, man?
I mean, they probably not far-fetched. You know what I'm saying? Like, with everything that's going on with this series and, it's being #1 in 50 countries and, over Stranger Things and all this other shit. And they took footage that he owned, essentially. You heard the videographer. It was a third-party person that got hired, for a couple of days that he couldn't make it, and they did some fuck shit. I know how that goes. You know what I'm saying? I done hired videographers in the past, and they try to run off with footage, and I had to run down on them. You know what I'm saying? Literally run down at their mom's crib, run down on their mom's crib. You know what I'm saying? I ain't put their moms in the fold, but, they thought they was going to duck and hide. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it gets nasty out here.
Yeah, I guess we have to wait and see how everything plays out. But so far, this is the latest with Dame and him finally breaking his silence on the Diddy Netflix docuseries titled The Reckoning. But yeah, man, just want to let y'all know, stay tuned for the Three Kings podcast. We had our first episode yesterday discussing the Max B controversy. But y'all, shout out to Flat. You know what I'm saying?
Salute to Flat. You know what I mean?
Shout out to...
he got a fight coming up real soon in January. They pushed it to January. So tune in to David Flat Sparks, a.k.a. the Mad Boxer.
Yes, sir.
Let the sparks fly. We got the M Rec and Rip show, and it's a lot going on, man. Make sure you subscribe to M Rec TV, the M Rec and Rip show, Forgotten Kings TV 2.0, Double Deuces and Bubble Gooses. I'm gone.
All right, y'all. With that being said, shout out to Flat on his fight, man. That means he focused. He locked in. You know what that means. So, listen, y'all, we'll catch y'all at the next one. Until next time. Peace. Salute world, I need y'all to do me a favor right now and check out the homie Hotep's latest video, The Way It Be. All right, he's one of the hottest rappers coming out of the city of Baltimore right now. So hit the link in the description and let him know that Rip sent you. All right, y'all. Peace.
You ever had them days it be up and down when you look up it ain't nobody around? Remember days we was broke, ain't have a dime, having motion, I can tell you about them now. When you patient, only thing you chase is time. You can't get it back, we'll put it in rewind. That's the reason why I meditate, the same reason I can fly 7 grams aside, put up like 3 lines, that's the way that it be. I ain't saying.
Listen, y'all, public service announcement. This Thanksgiving 2025, MREC and myself will be releasing a comedy stand-up special titled MREC and Rip Presents Mark Prince, Go Stand in the Corner. All right, now for those who are unfamiliar with comedian Mark Prince, he is one of the original members of the Knockout Kings of Comedy brand, a brand that was created by comedian Reggie Curl, rest in peace, as well as comedian Scruncho. Okay, now I'm about to bless y'all with a preview of this comedy stand-up special, and if you like what you see, make sure to hit the link in the description so y'all can set your reminder for Thanksgiving Day. All right, so y'all can check out this exclusive premiere of this comedy stand-up special titled MREC and Rip Presents Mark Prince, Go Stand in the Corner. All right, with that being said, check out this preview. Let me know what you think, and I'll see y'all on Thanksgiving Day. All right, y'all. Peace.
Hey, you say you're looking for a boat? I got like a 70-foot 2 yacht in here. Just come on in here and look. Just come in here. Hold on, let me turn the light off. Hey, look at it! It even got a secret trap door. Oh! Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Don't mind these signs right here. Don't even look at that. We can take that off when you come in for $5,000 down. How can I do prices so cheap? Because sometimes I steal shit, but don't worry about that. I sailed it here from Compton this afternoon. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I got on it, I sailed it here, everything was great. The wind, see the sails, they still work. Don't worry about that. The windows, don't even look at that. All you need is a steering wheel. Somebody took the steering wheel. Don't even look at that. It's got one engine. Don't worry about that. Or if you want to sail back and forth to like Mexico, don't worry about that. $5 right now. It'll start up and everything. So come down here and call us and we'll make you a deal. Call me, I'm waiting. Don't even look at
MREC TV.
I ain't telling Max about Jim. I ain't telling Jim about Max. I don't know nothing. I'm not claiming territory. Like I said, I'm just an open store. If your op comes into Walmart, you're going to stop going to Walmart because your op shop's there too? No.
On the publishing side, is Max B free and clear of Jim Jones?
MREC TV.